from Los Angeles, California. Ako po si G. Tanji, and welcome to the only daily talk show for Filipino Americans in North America. Let's get the show started. We are live today at kasama natin ang tag team, the duo, Aquino and Lo.
This American Dream segment is brought to you by Aquino and Lo Law Firm, answering your immigration questions.
Have a great time when these two people are on the show. We are helping kababayans. Pwede po kayong tumawag sa amin. You can call us. Here, we are taking your calls, 1-800-553-5724. And of course, I want to say, Kong Hei Fa Choi, Happy Chinese New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year.
All right, so let's get started right away. I've been receiving W-2s in the mail. So people are talking about taxes. And a lot of people who are undocumented still pay taxes. So let's talk about that. Attorney Richard Lo?
Well, that's absolutely right. You know, the government maybe moves slowly to get people to become legalized, but they are certainly more than willing to take your money if you've worked here. So, and they provide an easy way to do it. If you don't have a Social Security number, you can file for a TIN number, which is a tax ID number, which allows you to file and pay your taxes. And I really recommend that everybody do this because it does impact you later on in having that documented that you filed, that you've been following the laws of the United States, and also be careful in the manner in which you file. If you're married, please file married, or some appropriate subject, don't file single. And just be aware that it's an important step in your future to file these taxes.
Okay, so basically it's showing the government that even though I'm undocumented, here's my money. Right? It's showing like...
And it shows good faith, exactly, that you're trying to comply with the laws, that you can, while you might not be able to comply with the immigration laws, you can certainly comply with the IRS laws and pay your taxes and be a good citizen, otherwise citizen of the United States.
Okay, is there a box on the IRS form that you have to put in if you are undocumented or not?
No, there's nothing on the form itself, and the IRS doesn't gather that information and disseminate it to the authorities. It's a separate entity, and so the only information you're providing them with is with a number, a tax ID number, in order so that you can file, but they don't share that information cross-agency.
Okay, well that's very good to know. Please give us a call if you are in Los Angeles. Unfortunately, hindi po tayo pwedeng tumawag mula sa Hawaii, but we will take your calls if you are in Los Angeles. Kung kababayan po kayo na may mga tanong para sa ating immigration attorneys, libre pong tumawag dito sa amin. The phone number is there on the screen. Make sure to call us 1-800-553-5724. Okay, pag-usapan natin, let's talk about the teacher category, the J-1. What is this about, Attorney Allison Aquino Silva?
So there is a temporary visa known as the J-1 visa, and it's an exchange visitor program that the United States has with many countries around the world, the Philippines being one of them. And it's essentially a rather easy visa to obtain because it's through a sponsor agency that places you into a host organization. So, for example, in particular, there is a category specifically for teachers, and there is a new rule that was just issued last January 29th that applies to the teacher category, and it changes the requirements for who qualifies for a J-1 visa as a teacher. And so this new rule, which is effective on February 29, so at the end of this month, it makes it even slightly a little bit easier because it, so those who are eligible are those who are going to be essentially placed in either a primary or secondary private or public school who are coming to teach in one of those schools. And in order to qualify, it simply requires that the teacher have at least 2 years of full-time experience. And so a teacher who is working in the Philippines, for example, or anywhere around the world, would contact a sponsoring organization, go through that sponsoring organization's application process. If they're accepted as a teacher, then that sponsoring organization will place them in either a elementary or high school here in the United States, and it allows them to work for up to a period of 3 years.
Okay, that's good news.
Yes, so individuals who are teachers should take this opportunity because it does reduce that requirement from the 3 years down to the 2 years.
Okay, so that's the J-1 visa, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, we have our first caller here on Kababyan Today. Kasama natin si Rosemary Cruz mula sa Long Beach, California. Hello, Rosemary, nandyan po ba kayo? Hello po. Parang naka-cellphone ata kayo or if your
Apo.
TV is on, pakipatay lang po para marinig po namin kayo.
Papatay ko po cellphone ko.
Okay, ano po yung tanong ninyo?
I was here since 2002 and undocumented ako nag-jump ko in 2002. At ngayon po sa tatay ko dito sa end, ako pong Samanda. Veteran po ang citizen. Nag-child po ba makasama sa tatay ko?
Okay, hindi po namin kayo marinig masyado kasi it's coming in and out. But what I heard is you have been undocumented from 2002. And so that's obviously 14 years. Since then, what are the options for people that are undocumented?
Yeah, you know, this is a really difficult area for people, and it's not that there's an easy route. Sometimes there's ways to go through family members, sometimes there's ways to go through employment. Obviously, it would take a lot of different circumstances coming together for it to be successful, but in this kind of situation, I think you really want to get a specific evaluation of your situation, of the possible other petitions that may have been out there for you and the possibilities of going forward. But there's no easy one-size-fits-all kind of remedy. It really is specific to the particular individual.
Okay, so you really have to see a licensed attorney like Attorney Alison Aquino Silva and Attorney Richard Lowe to really get specific on your papeles, di ba? Magbabalik po kami dito sa Kababyan Today. We're still taking your calls. Make sure to call us. We'll be right back after this break here on our show.